Hi, I'm Troy with NetForge Global. We're a secure computing environment provider serving businesses of all sizes. I wanted to give you a brief look into what and why we're doing. We provide a unique product. It's something else no one else in the market does, and we'll get into that in a few. But first, why did we start NetForge? Cyber attacks are happening every 39 seconds, I think is the average number. And most small businesses think they're safe until they're not. IT companies are just putting on digital band-aids. The cloud computing providers, they give you an empty shell to operate within, but you still need to build and maintain computing tools and, most importantly, security tools. And most companies typically shortchange that effort due to cost and lack of understanding, and then they get ransomware and wonder what happened. Cyber attacks are constant, and downtime is expensive and can end up costing much more than it would have if you had just put these security measures in place. Consider how many businesses of all sizes keep getting hit with successful ransomware attacks. Many of them have an IT department, and they'll claim they have it all under control until they get hacked and their company's data is locked and ransomed. Most IT support is good at issuing computers and resetting passwords, not properly securing a computing environment. That secure computing environment is difficult to design and build, and it's really expensive if you're hiring your own people. It's well beyond what most companies of any size can afford to do on their own. Even these largest companies that have big IT staffs and think that they're safe keep getting ransomware. Something's not going right. And that just highlights what a huge growing problem this is. One recent attack on a large company, this was last year, when the dust settled, it cost them $752 million. Their huge IT department denied any responsibility. They blamed the attack on a hardware failure. They're claiming that there was a 13-second failure of a hardware device, and that allowed the bad guys to get in. But what I think they didn't tell their boss is that particular hardware they blamed, it fail-safes into the closed and locked position if it fails, not in the open position. So if that happened because of a failure, the system would have locked and it would have blocked the bad guys from getting through. So that's not what happened. Don't think because you're small, you can hide. They won't get me. The large hacker organizations are run like corporations. They have positions. And if someone does get popped, all they do is refill that position and they keep going. And they're selling malware packages on the dark web now to local hackers, individuals who I don't think they would have ever been able to do something like this on their own. Now they can buy this package and employ it, and they're going local. They're starting to hit businesses, oftentimes in their area that they know of, that they think have the resources to be worth hacking and ransomwaring. And the whole thing is just getting worse. So we built a solution to this. Without a system like ours, your computers are likely an open door to the bad guys, and you can have all the commercial off-the-shelf virus scan running. It doesn't matter. You're not safe. They can get around that easily. Even if you're cloud computing, the security scans that the cloud computing people are running are nothing but the retail scans that the bad guys just laugh at and go right past. At NetForge Global, we do something no one else does. We build and maintain that secure digital domain. A domain is like a custom secure network for your business. And we only have one product, that secure computing environment. Everything we do is focused on building up and supporting that one core task. So you can ask, why isn't everyone doing this? First off, it would be expensive. You have to buy all your own servers, firewalls, switches, data storage, a lot of expensive software licenses. You have to put it all together. You need computer engineers who know how to pull this off. They're very expensive, and they really won't be yours. You might be able to hire them to do the task to set it up, but they're not going to stick around. It's going to be difficult to keep them and very expensive. And you're going to be left with a complex system that your local IT guy can't operate without some very advanced training. We don't know of a single other provider offering this service. We've been looking for about a year, and we can't find anyone who's actually offering the complete package that we offer. They all talk about security and cloud computing, but they leave out the hard parts. All they're doing is just hitting the easy, basic stuff. So our system works like this. Your computing happens inside your domain in our cloud network. If a hacker hits you, our system will detect the intrusion. We immediately lock that computing session, that user session, and restart it. We'll warn the user with a pop-up window saying, you were attacked by malware, your computing session is being restarted and reloaded. So we lock that session, restart it, and then we reload their computing data from a last known good backup. It's called an immutable backup, and that can happen pretty fast. The length of time between which we do updates is variable. It's more expensive to do shorter time duration just because it would just be a constant flow of data. So bad guy attacks, system gets locked down, and then it gets reloaded and restarted from the last known good computing environment. Really prevents the bad guys from stealing your data and successfully ransoming your company and your whole system. We recently prevented an attack when an office manager was shopping on her lunch break. She followed the wrong link, which started an upload of malware into the system. Our scanners caught it, locked her out, restarted her, and she lost about 2 hours worth of work. And she was really complaining about that 2 hours. Once her boss looked at the report and he saw what actually happened, he wasn't too happy about it. She ended up in a little bit of trouble. And our system worked exactly like it was supposed to. It turns out that the files that were blocked were actually ransomware files. It was an attempted ransomware lockout that we prevented. So we design your environment, we build it, secure it, we'll monitor it, and then we can scale it with you as you grow. So if you have 5 or 500 seats, it doesn't matter to the system. We use real-time automatic threat detection with human oversight. So a person is monitoring activity and will respond as required. The system will automatically engage, but there's a person monitoring this pretty continuously. So that continuous data scan defends against threats, and that really ensures your sensitive information stays protected. We're very popular with law offices who have significant data protection needs. Family offices are also big fans. They have a lot of very sensitive data associated with a lot of high dollar transactions that they really want to protect and take care of. Our systems use the latest firewalls. Those are pretty advanced electronic shields against cyber threats. I think we mostly use Palo Alto firewalls. We really do think those are the best on the market, so shout out to Palo Alto. As a user works, their data is backed up to a remote location, and when an attack happens, we kill that infected session, we start a new clean one, and we reload from that last known good backup. The back guy software is just flushed away. It's gone from the system. As part of setup, or really at any time, we can provide new desktop terminals and laptops in any configuration your company needs. That gives you up-to-date hardware to run what are very advanced systems. We can work with laptops, desktops, dumb terminals, even Chromebooks. And you don't necessarily need to replace all the monitors or printers or any of the peripherals, keyboard or mouse or anything like that. We can get you up and running without a hardware refresh, but we typically like to see that just because the average business is probably full of dusty, older computers, probably haven't been updated recently, and there's yellow stickies on the monitor with passwords on it. So it's usually time for a refresh. We also manage Exchange servers 24/7, so there's not really any threats getting through your email system either. Another much-loved benefit to our system is the universal login. Users within your company can go to any computer in the system and log in. They see their own computer desktop and data, and moving information and sharing files becomes very safe and easy. It all happens within your secure digital area. The days of emailing each other files are over. You just save them into shared folders, and they're safe and secure and really easy to move around. This threat landscape we're dealing with has changed, but the way most companies deal with the problem hasn't. The cloud services you might be considering alone won't protect you, and your basic IT guys aren't watching your back 24/7. We fill this dangerous gap by giving you a secure, managed digital environment. Now, In reality, no one can prevent hackers from attacking your business. The difference is whether your business is defended or if you become another ransomware statistic. I can almost guarantee you will be attacked. Would you rather have an employee lose an hour of work or have your whole company ransomed for millions of dollars? And it just keeps happening. If you're worried about cost, what we find is some of the things you're already paying for are offset, covered by our service, and the rest, well, it would cost you much more to pay a ransom and recover your operations. And then there's also the impact of losing your data and having to admit to your customer base that you got hacked and ransomware because you didn't adequately secure your system. We're launching a video series to help business owners like you protect what you've built. It's going to be very plain language descriptions of problems and solutions in the secure computing world. If you're ready to start securing and stop worrying, visit netforgeglobal.com and schedule a free consultation. We can quickly take a look at your systems and advise you as to a good course of action. The next video is going to describe the difference between our services and basic IT, and you should see the video link on your screen now. So thanks and have a great day.